Hello everybody, this is Sonya. I'm here from Australia and I'm doing my Sunday stitches. Sonya's stitches and craft on Tuesday. Sorry about this. Life, you know. I'm sorry, but I have things that, you know, stop me, and some of them in my own self, you know, but anyway, so I'm here now. I'm here and I'm going to show you some things. Actually, I hope to be showing you more than one video today. I'm going to try and put up a few, so if you bear with me. Now, I did a bit of stitching last week and I showed you a few stitches, like only 2, but that's a start, because in between what we're doing, like I did the actually we showed you 3. We did the lavender, the grub rose, and we did agapan with the fly stitch. These are with bullion stitch and straight stitch. So today we're going to actually, well, that's back here, right? But this is the page that was, no, that's the, wait a minute, where are we up to? I've skipped 2 pages, ain't I naughty? But I wanted to show you some of the stuff on this one. We can always go back. There's always plenty there to do, but we can always go back. So I wanted to show you some of the things that I did on here. Now, a lot of you might have seen my buttons that I did. Recreate the button in the way of the button, and there's a little pocket there. Well, that's pretty basic, but I can run around one of those and show you. So to do this page, all I did was get a bit of script paper and I tore it out, and then I actually sewed it to the fabric. Well, I can't tell you that if I did or not. Can't remember. I might not have, though. I think I might have sewed around it, then glued it on. I've got a feeling that it's not sewn to the material. Can't see. It's all been stuck on later, because that's what I did with these pages. I actually stuck them on later. So there's the first one and there's the second one. So this one here is a very light colour compared to that one there, but it doesn't matter. We'll work our way to what we want and put it in different books if we have to. It doesn't really matter what I do with it, I suppose. Okay, so today we're going to do these buttons and these like little dream catcher things. Now these buttons are done, that one there is done using a ring, so you'll need to get a ring. I've been writing and got it all on myself. That's not what I do. Now I've got these sort of rounds, these oval shaped ones, so I'm going to actually try and use one of them as well. And then of course there's a button underneath that, and well, that's a, maybe I could use that one to do this one. I don't know. I just wanted to, I seen them and I thought, well, I could do something a bit different on that. Now I don't know what it is, but there's something in my room, must be sitting very not level, because it's ticking and making a funny noise. So, and only does that after I've come in here, so we know it's nothing bad. I mean, when I move about, or there's something moving behind me, not a live thing, just something in the shelf. I'm just looking for a piece of fabric that I can use to cover my button, because that's what we're going to do. The piece here is not a button, it's a, and I've got all these little bits and pieces that I've got here in a bag. I do have to clean up my room, and I say that all the time. You know what, it might be better if I don't worry about it, because it's not working for me saying it, is it? It's not working at all, me just saying it. I wanted to do this one a coloured one this time. I did the other one I've got done in, let me see, I'll maybe leave this down here, I suppose. Let me set it here. This one here, I just did it in plain. Looks like I've just put calico or something on that, which maybe would be okay. But we might do it with this silky one. Look at that. That might look nice, eh? We'll put these are little scraps that I'll probably put here to make a flower or a button out of later on, because I just like to collect up bits. I don't like to get rid of anything. This is a piece of silk, actually, this piece of fabric. I'm going to have to take that off there. It's got some rings on it. These are from old jewellery that I've pulled apart. So I'm going to do that. I had my daughter and a boyfriend home at the weekend, and you feel like you need to be in, you know, there where they are, and you know, you feel like you need to be available. So I didn't get in to do this. I'm sorry. And that's a good, might be a good piece of thing there. Now these are, that's a cute one, isn't it? That one's a little bit big. Maybe not though, because I could still put a button inside that, couldn't I? But anyway, we'll do the round one, because and I'm going to make it like the dream catcher type thing. Now does that matter if it's that shape? Is that an issue? I don't know. I don't know about that. I haven't looked up what a dream catcher should be made like. I didn't know if there's any rules. But anyway, now, we had a beautiful day here yesterday. It was absolutely beautiful here in Australia. Oh, well, in parks we had, so you want to get your piece of fabric, and you need it to be bigger than your circle, of course, because you're going to cut it out around here, and then of course you're going to be, I'll get the scissors out. So it's not pressed, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to cut this as a square to start with. I just cut that as a square because you need it to be a fair bit bigger than your circle. Now there's lots of different things you could use, like this is off a piece of jewellery, like I said, or I could have bought rings, I don't know. So you need it to be like it's going to cover it like that, okay? So I'm going to leave it square for the time being, and I'm going to just sew around, okay? I'm going to go take the edges off like that and just sew around the outside like so. I don't know why I'm extremely thirsty today. I am diabetic and that does tend to happen sometimes, even though I think I've had a lot to drink, but I'm really thirsty now. I have to get myself a drink of water in a minute. So we're going to go around here. Yes, but today looks like it might rain, so you never know, do you, what's going to happen. You want it to come out on the other side, okay, when you're doing that. So when you put your circle in here, like this, you're going to pull all that up into the centre, and it was just right back in there, like that, because you're going to make that nice and cosy. So you want it to fit nicely. You want to go around in here and just keep picking up stitches, and I've got the needle with a large eye, and this is going to keep coming unthreaded, but we're not going to worry about it, because if it comes out easy, it should go in easy too, shouldn't it, really? Maybe. Anyway, now I really want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel. I know I've got a lot of new people up there. If any of you have got your own YouTube channel, can you let me know, so then I can go and have a look at what you do. I love your comments, thank you very much. I do really enjoy reading them. I have not had a chance to watch a lot of videos either, like people that I'm I subscribe to. I like to see how they're going with what they're doing too. So haven't had a chance to do that either, but it'll come to me sometime. There's not enough hours in the day. I remember when I was young, you know, somebody or kids would be always saying, "Oh, geez, I'm bored." And you think to yourself, what the heck would anybody ever have to be bored about? I don't even know adults that get bored. I don't think I ever have been. I've always had something to amuse myself. You know, you could go and there's heaps of things I can do. Some things I'm avoiding, but I tend to do that. So you want to stretch that really good around there. So, and just fasten him down like with stitches after stitches like I'm doing, because you're going to have a little something on the back of it. After you're finished, you can either put a circle that size on a bit of felt on the back of it, but that's all good. So we're going to fasten that off, and I'm going to just do a few knots. I'm terrible, you know. I like to fasten things down because I don't want them to. It's not a terrible thing, I suppose. I've nearly got that shape right around there. I'm not going to worry too much. I'm going to be really neat about it, but I don't, because I'm going to be putting sewing around the edge of that. Now, people who don't sew might not like to do this, but it's not hard to use a needle and thread. And if you don't want to do the sewing around the edge, I suppose you could trim it with something else. You know, if you had a bit of something. Let me see. I don't know why I've got this here, but I do. My craft room is really crafty. A very busy place it is. It's got lots of stuff, and you could put something like that around if you wanted to. It's not thick enough, I don't think. You probably need something a little bit thicker. And just excuse me for a second while I get a drink of this water out of my bottle. Now I need a bit of thread, a bit of crochet thread. Of course, all that sort of stuff's not going to they're close by as per usual, because I thought I was ready, as always. I have got some there, but I don't like the colour. I've got the mauve, I suppose. That'll look good. Yes, that'll go really well with the colours that we've been doing. Or I could do it a bit brighter, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to go too bright. Okay, so you need a reasonably good needle with a good thick, good point on it. Okay, righto, we're going to try this now. Okay, now that the weather's better, I'm going to be able to come and sit in here and do more craft. You know how you say, you see something and you probably say to yourself, oh, I could do that, but I don't want to. So he's going to just have to try and do some more. I feel I'm not doing enough. Right, so what I did was, I come up under the bottom of here, and I did the famous, I think, blanket stitch. I love blanket stitch. I do blanket stitch on a lot of things, and we're going to trim this around the outside with blanket stitch. See, look, isn't that cool? You just go down in there, get right near your edge of your ring. Don't push it, try to push it through the ring, because that will not work and probably end up, you know, sticking yourself. I did stab myself with a needle last night when I was trying to make something that I've had to pull apart, but oh gee, it hurt. Oh, my pain thing's not very good. I don't have a very good pain. Well, I don't know what, I can't think of the word now. Tolerance anyway. I'm not tolerant to pain at all, me. It's very, very low tolerant to pain. Okay. And this is what we're doing around the outside of this one. Okay, so that's really easy. I hope you're finding that easy and fun. I mean, I love to do these. Now that one you'll notice is like that, but when I get back there, I'm going to bring him over and hold on him. I'm probably not doing this as neat as I should be here. What's going on with that? I've got one bit longer than the other, and just make sure you get your that piece. Probably could have did it smaller. You know what? When I did this round here, I actually crocheted around the edge of this. But unless you want to, you don't have to. It's up to you. If you can't crochet, well, don't worry. But then it's sort of, this was a flower middle and it's been crocheted. Okay. Supposedly this could be a flower middle, and you could crochet the outside and make the flower. Got to stop talking and not finishing me sentences. Okay. A lovely lady said that she'd love to come around and root around in my craft room. She said she'd think she'd find some really good stuff in here, but you probably would too, I'd say so, but you live in another country, so it's not really physically possible. Thank you for your kind comments about the messy room, because there was a messy video I put up about how messy I was. And this one's not probably right, but we're not going to panic too much. Craft is good and tidy and neat. You've got to sort of have a tiny little bit of something. It's not exactly, it's best you do and do it tidy and neat. It's going to be just great when I've finished it, so nobody panic. Now that piece up there, we want to stitch around in there and push that and take that down, like pull it down into the circle a bit more. And I don't know how that's going to go. If you used a fabric that was a little bit stretchy, which I don't think I did, you know, something that like a t-shirt's made out of, that sort of thing, I mean, or you could use you know, like a can't think anything like stretchy though. And you're going to go around in here, and I'm not showing you, and you just want to go down around in here, because we're going to stitch around in here now and make your stitches fairly close to that circle that's underneath, so you can pull it down, and hopefully I don't get too tight here and wreck me fabric, because I don't want to do that. I think I seen one of these in an old book that I had, and then I seen them on YouTube. A lot of things I think people are bringing out, so much stuff now that probably wasn't used a lot years ago. You know, like we had basic things, but not so much like way back in the old days before there was any TV or whatever, videos and things like that, movies, and we couldn't travel and things, and there was no internet. People used to make the most amazing things out of whatever, and they did. They worked really hard as far as doing needlework and that. It was a very all craft was very well appreciated, because I think it's a very talented thing myself. So many people out there, oh, they're so clever. Oh, there you go. Look, that looks cool, doesn't it? Now I want to put a button in the centre of it, because I need to give it a bit of a, you know, like make it look like a button. Alright, now I've got some here, but I don't know if I'm really partial to the colour. I've got a box here with some in these colour ones. We're not going to look too smashing in there, is it? It looks like a lolly, that button. I want a button with holes in it so you can see that it is meant to be a button. Could have went to a bit different colour, but I want to go with that today. I'm going to go with that one, and because I'm hoping this needle will go through the hole, I'm just going to continue on and thread that on there like that. And then I've made a sort of a button with a ring, yes, a ring button. Okay, now you can make lots of those, I suppose, and put them on your cardigan if you wanted to. If you didn't have a big enough button, you get rings, make it to your own way. There's lots of different things you can do with these things, anything. I've always found the needle and thread really easier to work with than most other things that I that I use for some reason. But anyway, so that's that. It isn't exactly the same because that's got crochet around the outside. I can show you the crochet around the outside, only not everybody's going to be able to actually crochet. I don't know if I can do with this because it's very small, but we'll try. And all I did around the edge was put a just basic chain stitch around there, I suppose. I've got to pick up that edge bit, because see, you can, if you do this, you can then use that for your to make a bigger flower, if you know how to crochet. I just did a here we go again with my crocheting. I just picked it up with a bit of trial and error here. Come on, Sonya, you can do this. Maybe I can't, maybe I'm not as clever as I thought I was. Righto, come on. It's really hard to get under that. I've done it very tight, so it's not easy to pick it up. Lift it a bit. Righto, got him. Well, I think I do. And then I'll just put go around the edge and make it like, it's a little bit tricky till you get started, and if you're patient, which I think I could be a little bit, don't know, and you go around here like this. Okay, come on, get under there. Don't like leaving things half done. I just don't like doing that, and I tend to do that a bit, don't I? If you want to start something halfway through it. This does make a big difference to the appearance of it. It gives it a finished look. All I'm doing is picking up that, bringing that through, like you're just doing a single crochet, we call that here in Australia. I don't know, UK and the US have got different names for. So he gives him a nice edge, doesn't he? See, look at that, cool. I'm impressed. Okay, righto, it's all good. We're going around here. Come on. Yeah. I probably could sit down out there and make these, but the cat doesn't like me to do stuff, especially if you do anything with any string or anything. I'll have to start coming in here and sitting in here and doing things. I know I have a heater, but then for some reason, if I got to shut the door, I feel I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just a bit sort of out of it, a little bit, not lonely, because I can't handle. You know, once I used to sit at the lounge room table. I've got a big coffee table out there. I've had it since before I met my husband, and I love it. It's really chunky. It was made out of a kitchen table originally, and I used to sit there amongst the family. It didn't matter who, and I could do crochet, knit, sew, you name it, I could do it. Now I just need probably the sound of my own voice. You know what I mean? I can't handle all things going on. I can't handle lots of goings on. It's got to be quiet now for me. And I talk to myself, I suppose. It could be. Okay, there we go. Look, now how's that look? Pretty cool, huh? I might have put a different colour thing on there, button. But it doesn't matter, because maybe I can put another one on there later and change it a bit. But don't you think that looks natty? Now let me see, just have a check on the time that we're doing. And we got up to 21 minutes already, and I'm so sorry about that. I'm making these things in 2 parts. I have to, because I'm not getting anything done, am I? So that's that one there, and I'm just going to turn this off, and I will definitely be putting these up today. And I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this other one. I'll find a piece of thread first to put in it, and we'll show you how to do that one. And I've also got, there's 3 there that we'll do today. Okay, I'll find another button. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll be back shortly.